Hey everyone, before this video starts, I just want to say happy Father's Day to my father, who I'll refer to as Black Caesar. Honestly, when it comes to a lot of things I'm passionate about, that being either music or the custom figures I make. A lot of it stems from my father who, despite all the fault and all the crap that I put him through, still loves me and still continues to support me on what I want to do. And for that, I thank him for being a good father. So happy Father's Day. Hello everyone, Kaiser here, and today I'm back with a new video, which is my custom Jiro figure from My Hero Academia. And this is a figure that I actually made probably a month ago, but I never really got around to making a video about it. But now I am, so I hope you guys enjoy. And here is my custom Jiro figure, and for the most part, it was actually pretty easy to make. There were a few problems I ran into, but I'll get into that once we get into the figure. Starting with the head, if I can get the camera to focus. There we go. So for the head, it was pretty simple, at least for the face. The base figure is a DC Superheroes girl, the same type of figure I used to make Uraraka. The only problem with these figures is just the articulation. That's kind of the only problem I have with it. But aside from that, they're pretty good. So back to the face. I think I did a good job capturing Jiro's likeness, at least for the expression I wanted her to have, since I wanted her to have kind of like a cocky smirk. I wasn't really sure if I wanted her to just be looking bored, since that's kind of how she usually looks, at least in the earlier seasons. But yeah. I was able to get the triangles under the eyes, and the way I did that was with a red marker. The only problem with it is that the triangle on the right eye isn't the same as the triangle on the left eye. It kind of looks more like a teardrop, really, but I still think it works pretty well. For the hair, all I really did was heat up the figure and took the hair off the original, and then I sculpted over it. And even though it seemed like a simple haircut to like sculpt, I actually had some problems with it. But I think, again, it turned out pretty well. And I did paint, if you can see. Nope. Yeah. Well, I'm pretty sure you can see a bit of highlight with the hair. And for that, all I did was use a lighter shade of purple. You can see it. For the rest of the body, it's pretty much the same thing I did with Uraraka. At least for articulation, I cut at the waist so she could have a swivel, and I also cut into the leg so she could have a thigh swivel. But yeah, the costume itself is pretty simple. All I really did was use a piece of cloth for the jacket part here, and the arms are just painted black. I did put a little bit of purple at the cuffs just to give it a bit more color. And if you can tell already, this is based off her second costume. But yeah, pretty simple torso. The same goes for the legs, just painted black, and again, a little bit of purple for a bit of color. For the boots, I can't remember where these came from actually, but I do remember them being kind of like those furry boots, so I had to sand those down and sculpt over them to make them look more symmetrical or rounded, I guess. And again, a bit of purple at the bottom for a bit more color. I just wanted to add a bit more color to this figure. So yeah, and for a few of her accessories, if you can count the headphones as accessories, these were actually pretty hard to make. I made them out of a wire and two jewel pieces and glued them together, and they go over her ears, obviously. But if you want them to be down at her neck, you can do that as well. Since there's a wire, it is flexible, so you can get them over the neck, and you can also get them over the head or the ears. And another accessory is a machete. The reason I did this is because if you remember from episode 12, I can't remember, but it was in the first season where Jiro and Yaoyorozu were fighting off villains, and Yaoyorozu gave her a machete. So I just wanted to add that in as an accessory, and that's why she has a gripping hand on one hand and an open palm hand on the other. And as you can see, it fits in pretty well, and the way I made this was out of a popsicle stick. I'd say it looks pretty well, and it fits pretty well into her hands. And even though it's not technically an accessory, for the ears, these, or at least the earphone jacks that she has, as you can see, they're opposable. These are made out of wire, and the little end is made from a toothpick. So they are flexible, and they can extend. As you can see, they do kind of loop around the ears here. So if I take off the headphones really quick, you can see that they do extend a bit more. And as you can see, they're glued in here, so they can go all the way out. And they can even attach to her gloves here, if I can get this on camera. Let's see. Yeah, that can attach to her little glove. I'm not sure what you would call these, but they do attach there like they do with her second costume, and they do bend around as well. I don't do this much since the process of getting the ear, or at least wire, back into place is kind of difficult, but it is doable. So yeah, I was really happy that I was able to get this feature in, because again, I did run into problems with it, like the paint chipping off or the wire just not fitting in. But I'm glad that I'm glad that I was able to get that feature in, because I think it works pretty well. There we go. So on to articulation. Her head can move side to side, and as you can see, the wires do, or earphone jacks do, move with them. Her arms can move out that far, a little more. She does have a single jointed elbow with a elbow swivel. Her arms can move all the way around. She does have a wrist swivel. She does have, I can't really call it a waist, but there is a swivel there. The legs can move out that far. You do have a single jointed knee that can go a little bit more than 90. She does have a, that was a little tight. She does have a boot cut, and the boot can move up that far and down that far. So it's pretty much the same as Uraraka's, but still, I think it works for Jiro. And as you can see, standing next to the rest of the My Hero Academia characters, let me get her in the middle here. You can see that she fits in pretty well. Her official height, if I remember, is like 5'1". So yeah, this fits in pretty well. She is shorter than, no, it wasn't 5'1". Her height is roughly around the same height as Uraraka, if I remember correctly. So you can see that her and Uraraka do stand kind of the same height, which I think works pretty well. And next to the other My Hero Academia characters I have, especially Kaminari, I think it works pretty well. And I'm happy with how I was able to pull that off. So yeah, that is my custom Jiro figure, and like I said, I'm really happy with how it came out. I hope you guys do enjoy the video and more videos I post in the future. So be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.